They watch my lives.
Yeah.
They subscribe. Here at a local park here in Farmington, New Mexico. Central Florida Police Accountability. Welcome in. Yeah, guys, I'm here with a former retired police officer. Uh, what's your name?
Hello, everyone. I'm Wilson Willie. First name Wilson, last name Willie with Alton IE. I am Navajo um, and half Musclero. And I decided younger in my life, almost a little over 30 years ago, to become a police officer. And the reason being for that was I did it for my family, I did it for my kids. I wanted them to know that a person in their family had, um, I guess we say, challenge the fire, keep the peace in the community, and better a community for them themselves. And that's the main reason why I wanted to do that. And I love helping people, which which is just naturally me.
So, how did you say your family was in the military?
Well, I am born in Bastrop, Texas, which is like 20 miles east of Austin. There used to be a military camp there, Air Force, and my dad was in the Air Force when I was born. So yeah, I'm a military brat. So
Right on. So, what year did you went through the police academy? What year did you join?
I started being a police officer in '97, and then from '97 to 2002, that's when I had the chance to go to here to Safety City for Farmington Police Academy, but at the time back then, uh, the class type part of the training was done at San Juan College, and then the driving, firearms, and so on were done in Safety City. So it was pretty good. It was a nice facility. And then years later, after that, I was invited to go to the Federal Training Academy over in Artesia, New Mexico. The Federal Training Academy was there with Border Patrol, was there with uh, uh, there were some other officers there and everything. But yeah, I was also happy that I was there, and not many people are able to get into that academy, and now um, I loved it, and having that experience was a lot.
You said back then it was you kind of noticed in today's society with the police, and you realize how much it's changed since you retired as a police officer to this day. What you've seen on the streets with the public servants, and how do you see it change, and how was did you perform your duties back in when you were a former police officer before you retired?
It's kind of a difficult but easy thing to answer, but it's just sorry to say, but lately my own flesh and blood, my own family had jealousy issues with me due to all the stuff I did in my past, my careers and everything. But I didn't do it for them. I did it for my family. I did it for my kids. And but they took it the wrong way. And August 19th, I was beaten so bad. to the point where I woke up in the hospital with a brain bleed. I just got around with a walker, with a wheelchair, a cane, and that's the part is my speech. I went to speech therapy for this, but I pause a lot and having to explain. But a lot of people think I'm intoxicated and stuff like that. So, but it's just I gotta my brain's got to catch up with my mouth, kind of thing. But yeah, the back then in '97 when I started as a police officer, uh, I did nothing but night shifts for the whole entire 5 years. It was just night shift for me all the time. They tried to put me on days, but I night shift is where all the excitement was. And and then it came out during winter times, off seasons and stuff like that, where it really gets slow. The community, churches, people come into the community and try to help out. Maybe the homeless people, if not that, people that need help, people that are living with an issue, like they always come up having domestic problems and everything. But we try to work with them as much as we can to get them out of such a situation, maybe in a better, safer place. And that's what policing on my part was. And I helped out numerous amount of people. Now, over the years, and now having with this brain bleed problem, I am forced to live on the streets. Um, I was staying at the path, but I messed up, and it's the brain bleed problem thing. But I just been living on the streets for the last 3 weeks, and it's just weird the way the police officers do act around here. The first week I was here on the streets, I sat down and there was a couple people there that I just sat down and started talking to them. They're most of them aren't Jeanette. They're my people. And when I was a police officer, I consider even the drunk people, even the people who are get thrown in jail, even the people that are on um, what do you call it, on paper, probation, and but they're still my people. They when I left the police department, they're the same people. They're the same category. They're my people. I don't consider them as religion. I don't see them as different type of race. I don't see them. I see them as we're all people, and that's the way I was brought up. And then the officer came up to me and told me, he said, kind of like I didn't fit where I am at. I'm sitting on the side of the road. I just barely picked up some lunch, some snacks over at Dollar Tree, and I sat there as there was a spot to sit. So I started snacking, open my soda, start drinking, and start eating. And then all of a sudden, these officers pull up really quick. And first shot, they asked everybody out for IDs out and doing 28, 29 checks, I mean, warrant checks on them. I have to get checked for warrant too and everything. But the officer kept looking at me, the younger guy. He goes, what? He kind of like didn't know how to ask me, but he's like, oh, you don't fit this picture. What are you? What do you used to do? Your ID says this. You have no warrants, no nothing on you, and you're clean. And so I explained to him, yeah, I used to be a police officer. And right now, I just don't like the way you guys are treating us right here. We're not doing nothing. Me and two other guys were sitting there, and we were just eating, snacking, and just getting ready to leave that. Just prior before they pulled up. And getting down to, this is almost like being harassed, just sitting there, like maybe they're coming up and doing a felony stop on us. Like, all right, stat ID, everybody on the ground, we're getting IDs, we're checking everyone here. That's what it seemed and it felt like. And that's when I told the officers, like, this is a new stage of police harassment. I mean, just I never, even when I was a cop, I never did anything like this to anybody. And, and then when he realized that I used to be a cop, and then he goes up there, kind of like clears his voice, kind of got close to me and asked me, so like, if you're a cop, why are you out here in the streets? And then hanging around with these people. I said, excuse me? What do you mean these people? Here, living here out here with the drunks and everyone and the dealers and shit like that. I said, they're like,
That's their
so
problem. That's their problem. They see us not as people,
yes,
especially our kind of when they see somebody drinking. And when they run into a few of us that with our skin color or the type of people that we are, the
mm-hmm,
Navajos, they judge us all the same in the same boat,
yes,
and I know you're talking to me about that earlier, and that's what kind of upset you about them coming up on you and
yeah,
uh, phrasing it in that way to where it is upsetting,
yes.
So yeah, and you have proof that you were a former police officer, do you?
Yes. Yeah, so I told him that, and then he kind of kind of snickered on that part. And then, uh, and then I told him that yes, it is true. I mean, it's like I, I done this, and then when I left the police department, these are still my people. Up to today, they're still my people. They help me out in a lot of times that even my friends I cannot count to trust, and they're never failed me yet. They never failed me in the past, and I really doubt they're going to do that to me in the future.
So this is the you had this encounter with them IDing everybody. This is the Farmington Police Department, right?
Yes, right next door where they got that camera with the recording of they're always checking the parking lot or something like that. Yeah, so
Yeah, I ran into Wilson, right?
yes.
Wilson, I ran into Wilson last night, and surprisingly. But, so what year was this?
This is between 97 and '02. I believe I took this picture in '02. And then there was a picture of me and my son, and when he was 3. And this one is just a collaboration of photos, my badge, my patch, and my pictures put together. It's just like done nicely by to, I guess, commemorate my time I did serve and help my community.
Yeah. Then there. What year did you? What during the time that you were a police officer? I knew it felt good to you as a police officer helping out.
Yeah.
Just not our people, but the people within the community that you were working in,
Hmm.
and you know, what kind of difficult situations have you ran into at the time that gave you a good test as a police officer?
uh, every town has its what people see daily out in the daylight. It's like it's a different town, but it comes up night times. You get the same old problem. You get domestic violence sometimes, especially when it gets cold. And people have to live together. You get domestic violence. You get in town drunkenness. Home, they just get so drunk that they don't want their family or the individual there no more. DUIs were really bad. Um, uh, oh my gosh, I almost got shot at least twice when DUI guy just kind of pulled a gun right there towards my face and almost shot me. Could have, but yeah, every, every town has its dark side, and
I got a
I
question on
noticed
that.
that
When you
also.
got a gun pulled on you, what was your first reaction when you had that gun pulled on you? Was it to
it,
reach for your gun?
it
No.
was just instant. And when you go to academies and they teach you stuff like that, the first thing is like, okay, this guy is not doing what I'm saying. He's not putting his hand in clear sight, and then when he moves really quick, and there's something up. And the only thing I could do is when I saw that gun is first block it, and then from there take it away. But it's when you're a cop, it just happens. I mean, it's a reaction.
Yeah.
You really don't think about it.
Yeah. So nowadays, it's these officers are so quick to pull a gun
Yes.
and pull the trigger,
Yep.
and it's like a kill shot nowadays. To when they feel a threat or they feel like they're going to be harmed, especially when there's a weapon involved.
Yes.
So that's what I've noticed. It's like a more or less like a kill shot instead of like bringing out their tasers. Last night I did a live over on 20th Street, and they had nightsticks.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, it's totally different. Since you as a former retired police officer to just stay in age, the police now.
Well, as I said, like right now, it's like, you know, uh, if it's a kill shot, there's only one side of a story. Now, if the person survives, then there's going to be a conflict of interest or a conflict that this court case is going a certain way. And it's just easier for the cops to, kill a person and dead man tells no tales. I mean, it's just pretty simple, straight out as that.
Yeah. You guys have any questions for Mr. Wilson here? Lieutenant Prophet Crofty. Sorry guys, I've just been struck by lightning. Lemmy, Freddie, Steve-O. We got 35. We got about 40 earlier. Lady Zaga, Mikey B, JC News now, 420, Wingswing Angel. Yeah, I ran into Wilson here last night, and I spoke to him for a while. He let me know that he was a former police officer, and I asked him if I can do an interview with him. He had no problem with it, so that's why I'm sitting here, letting you guys know him as a former. We like to say public servant, but well, you were just a regular police officer. Is what you were?
Police officer, night shift police officer.
Then
And then
go ahead.
the other thing is like you were asking about doing the interview and stuff like that. It's just like when you're on a job, being a cop and all that, you're always on video. No matter what, you're either your own police video, somebody else has a camera, somebody, you're always on the video. It's just like that show when you're at, what was it, the Eddie Murphy and what's his name? Was it something? Well, I can't remember what that name of the movie, but yeah, when we dress up, we go to court, we go to get on the job, put on a uniform, and it's just like we just tell ourselves like, okay, 3, 2, 1, action. It's like we're always going to be on the film one way or another. It's true. It always happens. Oh, 3, 2, 1, Showtime. That's that movie, but yeah, we had a saying as it says 3, 2, 1, Showtime, and we're always on video. We always end up on video. So
yeah, back when you were a police officer, they didn't have no such thing as body cams, no.
there is, but they had like the smaller, the pin ones and stuff. It was more. Out of sight, out of mind kind of stuff. It was like, the spy glasses with the cameras and shit like that. Nowadays, they can just wear just straight up camera on a lapel.
Yeah, lapel cam.
Yeah, I mean, now it's just not so discreet, but back then it was. But this is back in what, 97?
Yeah. I was kind of informing you about what I do last night, and I gave you a card, and me, like you said, the encounter that you had with, since you've been here in town, Farmington, that, filming them, they don't like it.
No,
And they don't like it, and it seems like every time I do it, it's the reason why I think, or we think, is they've been, they do the people wrong.
Yeah.
And they've been, if the camera's around, it's like
They get that guilty feeling.
Right,
That's what goes on.
right, and sheriffs they have body cams, but here, I know the Farmington Police Department, the internal affairs, when you make a complaint and all that, they turn they turn their face the other way. They don't. They say we found no wrongdoing. They
Exactly.
didn't violate the Farmington Police Department policies or procedures. Even the chief, and that's just so. Yeah, that's when I let Wilson know here that what I do, and they don't like it at all. And they're charging me. They're giving me criminal charges over a camera, filming them,
Yeah.
and it's hurting. They're enforcing their feelings.
Yeah.
And if they would just act professional, be transparent and accountable, they would get respect. It's just about, that's what my channel is about transparency and accountability.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with, it's all right, because we paid them to do their jobs correctly, and that's the reason why I started it's called the 1A, the First Amendment, and I was telling you earlier about the 5 freedoms, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's RAPS, religion, assembly, press, petition, and speech. It's just, those are our natural rights when you're born into this world. So that's and so they're being taught that I'm the number one enemy here with filming them, and them. The reason why they really get upset is because there's no transparency or accountability at all.
Yes.
And it starts with the sergeants. The sergeants are the main ones that are really bad at, and they've been doing it so long. They've been violating people's rights and doing people wrongs for the longest time here. And they're giving me a hard time myself. I'm going through the court system, and just over a camera. And they know I didn't do nothing wrong. We know I didn't do nothing wrong. But it's just, there's, like I said, they're so used to it that they don't care if if anybody's watching. So yeah, that's why I was interested in giving Wilson here an interview, and that's why we're sitting here and he's explaining. Then you're going through a rough time right now yourself.
Yes, I am. It's just my family, even my brain bleed, and I'm just having difficulty now. I got several different type of appointments coming up, where speech therapy, the memory, my leg and everything. So it's mainly, I had to start all over to learn to walk again, to learn to use my muscles, and it's been a difficult couple of months, but I'm getting there. I'm not one to fail. I'm not one to turn my head down and like whimper away. I am one that will keep struggling to get back on my feet. I will get back where I used to be. Looking at getting an apartment here soon. I'm just saving up here and there, but it's gonna take me some time. And then I, yeah, I'm Navajo. I'm here and everything, but I said I grew up all over the place. Right now, I was living in San Antonio, Texas. Born in Bastrop, Memphis. Um, I guess you would say I'm just a well-rounded individual with different cultures and stuff like that I've lived with and been around. And again, as you can probably tell, I don't have a native accent, as they call it, Apple.
Right.
I look native, but I'm actually white on the inside or something.
Me, I'm different. My accent is, I got that res accent because my grandma raised me, and I was raised on the reservation. I still went to school. I got a taste for boarding school. Yeah. So that's, my uncles are the same way. They said, so what you call an apple,
Yeah.
white on the inside and red on the out.
Yeah. So I got to different academies, also different colleges. I got my welding degree, diesel mechanic, auto body technician, computer science, servers, and then ASC certification between when I was a manager. Between a casino manager and working with the local tire shop maintenance area to actually make enough money like when I was making when I was a cop. And I had to work 2 jobs to sustain my family, but I did it.
Yeah, I don't think you've seen my icon yet from my channel. It's
No, I haven't seen it.
it's Geronimo. Remember that year that it says 1492, still fighting terrorism since 1492, and that's the picture that they told Geronimo to give up his weapons and the government would treat him good, but that never happened. So that's my icon. So Geronimo, I know you said you're from Muscalero, Apache tribe. Kirichawa?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm a descendant from Geronimo.
Yeah. So what was the story that was told to you about how Geronimo became a fearless warrior?
I just say mainly did my schooling. My main priority was when I had my kids. I brought them, treated them right. My family was number one on my list, and I just don't want my kids to grow up like I did. Being a military brat, and my dad was honorable discharge. He was, well, we were all young, and he treated his own family like a platoon, his own platoon.
Yeah.
So it's one of those that, if you don't make the coffee right, you don't deserve, serve the coffee while it's still hot. You get one of those back of the hand, um, remembrance next time that you do it right. It was hard. It was hard on all of us because there were 8 of us.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want to see I don't want to see my kids grow up like that.
Right.
Being treated like that.
Yeah, all Geronimo was doing was just fighting for our freedoms.
Yes.
It's all he wanted, and so that's the reason why he resisted against the government. Yeah. And the reason why I'm here, my great grandmother survived a long walk, and that's the reason why I'm here. And a lot of us survived genocide.
Yep.
And it's a topic that I don't bring on my channel, but it's good to bring it up and talk about it. But all on my end, I just want to acknowledge it. I'm not here to rub it in and to say it's just to take people to take it the wrong way. I just want to acknowledge it, that people know.
Like educate the community.
Yeah, correctly. So yeah, but all right, man. Is that pretty much everything that you wanted to?
Well, if not that, we'll probably have a part 2. But yeah, I'm always around here. Easy to find. You got my numbers, but it's just you want to know anything about further details and stuff like that, just give me a day or two to remember. My long-term memories is awesome, but the short-term, just still having difficulties on that, and it's just gotta give me at least a day or so to recall and stuff like that. But
well, yeah, we all struggle. It's just I go through the same too. And it may seem like even the people that got money that have nice vehicles, and they struggle just as bad as we do, or even worse. So life is it's a straight and narrow path, but it's going to be a bumpy road, a rough road every now and then. And all you can do is just hang on. Hang on is tough it out and hang on is and try not to fall off. And it's so I know what you mean. So yeah.
Yeah, but that's so far. That's a few of the things that I encountered here, especially with Farmington Police, the way they are now compared to what I was a police officer, and then some of them they know who I am, but don't have the respect to just give me a common courtesy. courtesy, like like do a little greeting and like tell them who they are and stuff like that. And most of them I do remember and know them, but it's just I don't know. It just seems like like John's. Like we come to town, we go to Walmart or stuff like that. Here it's the same way too with cops. And once the cop knows another cop from every town, they're like, go down the next aisle and continue shopping there. But they're exactly the same way too.
Right.
Exactly the same way.
Yeah, the only reason why Farmington is so big in their business is because the Navajo Nation is just right out the boundary lines on top of the hill up here, and when the elders get their their Social Security and people have to come here and work, it's like I talked to a gentleman too, and an older gentleman, he goes, our tribe is the one that actually runs this town with all the income that's given and made by us. So it's without us, this town I don't know how this town would be running. So yeah. All right, man. Thanks for the interview.
Yep.
It was a good interview, and pretty sure a lot of people in the chat, kind of understand you as a former retired police officer, that it's you found out it's totally changed.
Yes.
Since you retired to this day and age. So yeah, but it's what it's about. And I know you pretty much knew, like you said, you were in it to help the community, to help the people, and it comes back down to it's only you guys are they're law officers. It comes to the point to until we break the law or commit a crime.
Yeah.
That's why they're law enforcement. So, but a lot of them like to enforce their feelings is the problem. Yeah. So then they forgot about transparency and accountability.
Yep.
Money, greed, and power. So all right, y'all. This is Wilson, and so former retired police officer, and you're half Navajo and half Muscalero Apache.
Yes. And then according to the Navajo Nation, full. So.
Yeah, under your CIB.
Yeah, because as I said, the long walk thing just messed up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But according to Clan, I'm half, which is more, how do you say, everybody goes by Clan than they do with CIB, so it's more strict. Yeah.
Right on, man. All right, y'all. Gonna end it here. Yeah, whatever, Wolverine. Your comments don't even exist. You shouldn't even belong here. You're the one that was calling me racist, right? Only a racist calls somebody a racist. So watch what you say, Wolverine. Cape Cod Cob Watcher, Crofty, standing tall, struck by lightning. Johnny Bravo, Lady, Bryce Gardner. RF is killing us softly. Standing tall, JC News Now. I appreciate you guys all joining. Cliff, Dub Wubs, Polylocks, Poly No Filter, Tapatios Cop Watch, Freaking 960. If I miss you guys in the chat, I'm sorry. They've got Big Chief in here. Lemmy. Zoe. It's a nice day out here. Easy 420. Mama Bear. Reluctant Prophet. Thomas. Only the Strong Survive. Steve-O. Freddie. Alright, you guys. And I'm out.